Hello everyone, my name is Bodhi, and welcome back to another Minecraft video. Today we are here not on the single player world like in the last episode, but we are on a brand new survival multiplayer server, or I guess realm rather. And I was contacted via my Instagram account, BodhiMC. By the way, I would appreciate it greatly if all you viewers out there would go ahead and follow that. But anyway, I was contacted on my Instagram account about a new SMP realm that some folks were going to be creating, and I wanted to try something new because in the past I've run servers, but there hasn't been a whole lot of members on them, and it sounded like this one was going to be a lot of fun. So I said, yeah, I will go ahead and play on this realm. They added me to it, and I started playing about 2 or 3 days ago. And since then, we have made a good amount of progress, and I wanted to bring you guys in, not at the very beginning, but once we sort of got settled and got past the very early stages of the game. And so here we are in the first episode on this brand new server. So let me just go ahead and give you guys a quick rundown of what we've got going on so far, because it's only been going for a few days, so there's nothing major that we have to cover, but I just want to go over basically what we have going on. This is my starter area. I wanted to create a starter house and later on expand it into a village. And when I first started living here, it was just a chest monster, which we eventually removed, and an enchanting setup, some crafting, some furnaces. And yeah, we use this to get starter level tools and armor, which I should put back on. And yeah, so I have a good set of tools, a good set of armor, and as well as that, we were able to build this starter house, which I am very, very proud of. I think it came together really nicely. And I wanted to give it a really overgrown, like, earthy feel, since it's part of the jungle biome that we're working in here, which is not a biome that I have a lot of experience in, because it's kind of hard to build in sometimes with how dense the trees and the forest is, or not the forest, the jungle. But yeah, so I thought we could make a pretty cool village in here. We are gonna have to clear out a lot of trees in the future though. But this starter house or base is going to be used for storage mainly, so I was able to get my chest monster removed and move all of my stuff in here. And yeah, so we have a good amount of storage with all the basics. We got our minerals, like our ores, we got our farming stuff, our wood, our stone, all the stuff that you would need to store. And I haven't really used the upper floor yet, but we have a lot more space in here for future resources. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of this house, because I really like it, and I want to know what everyone else thinks about it. And besides that, in this area we just have a starter wheat farm for crops, and those have mostly been going into this right here, this massive amount of cows that we have here, to the point where they sometimes are too many and they cram and they die. So we try to not pack it too much, but I do need to get a lot of steak and leather, and the reason for that is because I actually have a steak and leather shop over at the shopping district. It's right by spawn, so I want to go ahead and show you guys what that's looking like. So I'll go through my nether portal real quick and I'll catch you guys over there. Alright, so here we are right at the server shopping district, which is right by the spawn of the server. And so let me go ahead and give you guys a quick tour of what we have going on here. Spawn is like right over there, and besides that, we have the shopping district, which is in a plains biome right here. And we just have a few shops because it's only been going for a few days, so there's some pretty starter level stuff going on here. We have a spider shop built by another member of the server, a enchanted bookshop going on over there, and a sugarcane shop right there. But besides that, we have one more, and that is my shop, the leather and steak shop. And it looks like we have some villagers that got loose. These are not mine. I think someone accidentally let a mending villager loose, which is, oh, he has 2 mending trades. Okay. But I was informed that they have multiple, they don't need this extra guy. and so they've just been wandering around my shop because the barrels are workstations. So yeah, honestly, my shop is not that grand compared to everything else that we have going on here, but I have made several diamonds so far. We are selling steak for 1 diamond a stack and leather for 2 diamonds a stack, and it made a lot of diamonds right at the start, but since then it has not been making a whole lot of profits. But that brings me to our final plan for today's episode, which is gonna be pretty interesting because I want to get straight to it by starting off on a brand new project. And that's because I want to be able to make a lot of profits, and I have a pretty good plan to do this. So last thing that happened on the server yesterday was we were finally able to beat the Ender Dragon, and that means, of course, that people are going to be exploring the End cities and finding Elytra, or Elytra. I've never been exactly sure which way is the proper pronunciation, but anyway, once they have those, they're going to be needing rockets. And I think about 2 people on the server have Elytras so far, so once we get one, we'll be needing rockets as well. But I'm going to be making a pretty good creeper farm pretty far off because it's going to be pretty ugly just sitting in the sky. So I found a location for it, and I have been gathering resources like crazy. Tons of stacks of building blocks, tons of stacks of trapdoors because you need those to spawn specifically the creepers. And yeah, so once we head over there, we're going to be starting off on the creeper farm in the form of a time lapse, and hopefully people will be desperate for rockets and we can turn a huge profit from everyone wanting to fly with their Elytras. I think this is going to be a perfect idea for a shop, and we can make lots of diamonds. So let's head over back to the creeper farm location, which right now is just in the middle of the ocean. I'll see you guys over there. Seeing this Nether hub that we have going here actually reminded me of one more thing that I wanted to let you guys know before we start making the creeper farm, is that we have the Nether hub up on the roof here, which is a very good idea. And the reason I wanted to mention this is because we got this idea from the Hermitcraft server, and honestly, as a person who watches a ridiculous amount of other Minecraft YouTubers, I'm a big fan of the Hermitcraft server. And so I wanted to just mention that this server that we're playing on right now is actually like largely inspired by the Hermitcraft server. That's why we have the like roof of the Nether hub, and we have a shopping district, and we also have a few data packs on this server. And unfortunately I can't use the command to show them off because I'm not an op, which is okay, but I believe we have the single player sleep, which is very useful because we have several people on the server at a time. We have the more mob heads one, which allows the mobs that you kill to drop heads sometimes. We also have the one that lets players drop their heads when they're killed by other players. And let me go ahead and get out of the nether here because these gas sounds are very annoying. And anyway, besides those 3, we also have the AFK name changer. As you guys can see, the names that are AFK are turned to gray, so you know anyone's not currently playing but they're just logged on, so you don't try to like message them and they don't reply or anything like that. You just know who's AFK all the time. And I think those are all the data packs we have, but those are all taken from the Hermitcraft server, like I said. So yeah, we're trying to create an environment that's similar to that. And anyway, here we are at the creeper farm location. I have been gathering a lot of resources. I have tons of building blocks. We're going to be using sandstone because that was super easy to gather with my efficiency 5 pickaxe. And also, we have all the redstone components right in this chest, along with some ice for the water. And also in my ender chest, I have a few extra tools and my extra diamonds to spend at the shopping district should I need to. But yeah, this farm, I would imagine that some people have actually built it before because it's a very simple design. It's going to require a couple hours of building because it's big, but it's not complicated. The design is by Nembon, and it's one I've been using for a very long time, and in his video he designs it just as a all-around mob farm, but by placing trap doors, which I have, oh, I forgot to bring those over, I'm gonna have to go get those. But yeah, by using trap doors, we're gonna be able to limit these spawns to just creepers and also spiders, which is okay with me. We'll still get enough gunpowder. But yeah, so that way it'll produce just the mobs that we want, because I don't really need a source of skeletons or zombies at the moment, and I want to get just gunpowder so we can make tons of rockets. So yeah, I'm going to be following along that tutorial, but at this point I've built it so many times on past servers that I pretty much know the design by memory. Might need to look up a few things here or there, but I'm going to be doing this build in the form of a super quick time lapse via the replay mod, which I have installed now. And so yeah, this should take maybe a couple minutes to show you guys, whereas it's going to take me a couple hours to build. So I don't know, I'll put on some podcasts, some music in the background, and I am going to get building and show you guys a time lapse of what the process looked like. So I'll be back with you guys after that. Alright guys, there you have it, the full process of the construction of the creeper farm. And boy, was that a bit of a grind. It took me a couple hours to get the whole thing finished, but I'm pretty sure this is gonna pay off very well. And you know what, we don't need to take this water stream down, but we can, because I can go ahead and show you guys how it works. And so we're coming in now on the process of how it flushes the mobs out. And on the top here, it's a long clock that flips the dispensers on and off using observers and dispensers all the way down. And then I also made sure that in addition to that, the different layers are alternating in water so that you can get the maximum amount of spawns. And there's a creeper right there. I wish that I could show you guys this farm like completely raining down with mobs, but unfortunately the reason I can't do that is not because it's not an efficient farm, but it's actually because there are 4 other people on the server right now taking up the mob cap. So my plan is to AFK this thing overnight tonight, and then probably come back and get tons and tons of resources to use for my own firework rockets, and also to stock my shop with that I'm planning on making. And I think that that'll be a pretty good way to make easy diamonds off the rest of the server folks. And as you can see, we have not gotten that much loot yet for the reason, or because of the fact that everyone is on right now. But it's okay, it'll work much better later on. And speaking of the shop, I actually want that to be the next thing that I do in today's episode, and probably the last thing that I do. But since this is probably going to be a very highly visited shop, and probably a very important one, I gotta put a lot of thought into this. So I'm probably gonna head over onto my creative test world. I'm gonna like prototype some designs, and yeah, hopefully I can come up with something that lets people know that it's selling rockets, that it's selling gunpowder, And I don't know, I'm thinking something along the lines of like a creeper-like design, but we'll see what I come up with. And when I have a design in mind, I'll come back and maybe we can get a second time lapse today of building up the shop. Unfortunately, won't be able to stock it just yet until I AFK this farm for a while. But I'll be back, guys, right in a minute. Well, guys, I am back from messing around in the creative test world, and I tried to come up with an original design. I really did, but it's hard to do that when you can really just turn to old reliable when it comes to selling rockets. And what I mean by that is just building a giant firework rocket out of white and red blocks and like spiraling it up. And yeah, you really can't go wrong with that for selling rockets. So you know what, that's what we're gonna do, and it's gonna be simple, but it's gonna be not too small either, and it's definitely gonna stand out in what we have in the shopping district so far. Of course, to do that, I'm gonna have to gather some red concrete and some snow blocks, so I'll definitely get on that in a second. But I wanted to show you guys that one of the server members, Tasty Ninos, aka Eli, was nice enough to give everyone on the server an elytra. And I don't know about you, but normally people aren't that generous. I'm pretty sure he could have made some serious diamonds off that. Unfortunately, this elytra is a little bit cursed. As you can see, he named it Gangsta, and that kind of just marks it as pretty cringe for life. And so we are not going to be using this elytra very long because I can't have it this name. And I know I can rename it. I could rename it if I wanted to, but it really just wouldn't be the same once it's been named this. Like it can't come back from that. So, well, you know what, we'll use this one for a while, but once we are able to get a new elytra from the end cities, we're gonna be using that one. But very nice of him to give us that for now, and I think we can actually make a couple of firework rockets. Let me see what we can do here, because we haven't started rolling in the gunpowder. What? Did someone take my gunpowder? Or did I use it for something? I honestly can't remember. But actually, if I head over back to the creeper farm, I can make some gunpowder, or make some firework rockets out of the small amount of gunpowder we've gotten so far. But let's just go ahead and chuck all the sand away that I have in my inventory for some reason real quick. Alright, perfect. And then I don't need the shulker box. Actually, I'll keep the shulker box because it'll be good for getting the resources. But let's go ahead and put this on, and let's see how good we actually look with this elytra on once again. I've been missing this. It'll be nice to finally be able to fly again. And yeah, so I'm gonna head over back to the creeper farm, get a few rockets to start off with, and then we can gather up some resources and build the rocket ships, or the rocket shop. So I'll see you guys after that time lapse of building up the shop. Alright guys, well, I hope you enjoyed that super short little time lapse that we had going on right there, and this thing came together, I should say, pretty well. And it's really simple. It's like nothing out of the ordinary. It's just you know, it's just supposed to be a giant rocket. And I also really like what we got done inside after the time lapse. It's just a super small area, but I added some magma blocks at the bottom, and then I put a few layers of glass for the fog effect that you can create. And then we'll have 5 different barrels in here. And I said stock coming tomorrow because, of course, I have to AFK the farm overnight, and after that we should be set for a couple of days. Of course, that's in terms of gunpowder. We also need a more reliable way to get sugarcane than just harvesting it manually. And I'm not interested in buying it if I am going to be selling rockets, because that would definitely decrease my profits. But that being said, I think what we'll sell the rockets for is going to be 1 diamond for 2 stacks of the flight duration 1 rockets, which is just, I think, going to be the standard on the server. And then also, I think we'll sell gunpowder for 2 diamonds for 1 stack, because that sort of makes sense in terms of the like conversion of the gunpowder to rockets, especially when you factor in that you have to add sugarcane to them. So I think that'll be fair for prices. But that being said, that is about all that I wanted to get done in today's episode. I wanted to go ahead and give you guys like just a rundown of the server and what I have going on it so far. And looks like this villager is pretty interested too. No, he's walking away. Okay. Yeah, so just the server so far. I wanted to build the creeper farm and get the rocket shop up and running. And we got that done. So that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. This is definitely going to be an ongoing series. And I should also mention that I probably will not be able to continue the single player world as much, if at all, just because I'm going to be devoting most of my time to this server. And maybe if I have a break from this, I can continue that series, or if I am a little bit burnt out on here, maybe I can here and there, but I probably wouldn't expect too many episodes of that. But that being said, we're definitely going to be doing some amazing stuff on this, since it's a pretty active community. So be sure to stay tuned for more episodes of this coming soon. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed watching what we had to do today. And yeah, if you're new, consider subscribing and drop a like if you enjoyed the video. And I will go ahead and see you guys in the next one.